gentleman yields, the chair recognizes the gentleman from Florida, Dr. Dunn, for his 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank you for holding this important hearing. While I was practicing as a physician, I performed organ donation surgeries and transplants, and drawing on my experience, I was shocked when reviewing the reports for this hearing. They're deeply disturbing. Transplant services depend on the generous donors that they must have 100% trust in us in all things on these donations. I was horrified by the findings and commit to working to ensure that these stories do not repeat. Dr. Lynch, I do want to first commend you for your work with HRSA and while compiling this investigation. And based on your testimony, I must say it seems that there was an effort by others to downplay the facts. HRSA didn't let that happen, and I thank you for that. Has HRSA been made aware of additional patient failures like those outlined in these reports?
Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge the Division of Transplant and the HRSA and the Secretary as a whole. This is a team sport, and this has been one in which I believe everybody shares the goals and has shared the work in generating reports like this. We are aware of other instances, and in fact, as we conducted our review of the OPO in question here in Kentucky, they, even after the September event that was they were made aware of in this hearing, and after their merger with another OPO, subsequent reporting came to us from individuals within the community identifying cases of concern. We did substantiate cases of concern in that time period, even during that era.
I trust HRSA will investigate those as well, and I appreciate your attention to these important investigations and reestablish the public trust in all of us. I remain concerned that the OPO responsible for the particular blatant failures we read about here today continues to operate even if under a new name. And I believe that HHS should consider all options to protect patients, including considering decertifying OPOs with a record of failure in this regard. Finally, perhaps HRSA or the OPOs, whoever's in charge of making CMS who makes these rules, should consider demanding the use of standard protocols for brain death. We always used brain death, not circulatory death when I was in practice. In all cases of drug overdose, that seems to be the most common type of patient who gets confused in these situations with circulatory death, yes or no. And they're much more difficult people or patients to understand. Is that a fair consideration?
The determination of brain death really does require a rigorous evaluation. And a layman's way of describing it is that nothing is wrong with the brain except that it's not working. The brain should be warm. The person can't be hypothermic. They can't be without oxygen. They can't have too low a blood pressure that would make your or my brain not work well. And they can't be medicated or paralyzed so that we're not getting an accurate assessment of that. Those things are well described in consensus guidelines that are used as the basis for many state laws, and they are knowable.
Well, that was always the standard that we applied, and I have to say this circulatory death standard seems to be the thing confusing the issue. So I urge you to revisit that. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back. Thank you.